I'm delighted to be joined today by Sally Phillips, the owner of ChimneySheep. Sally, welcome.
Thank you, Peter.
Right, let's get stuck into intros. First and foremost, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, well, I'm Sally Phillips. I'm the owner of ChimneySheep Limited. I'm the inventor of the core product, ChimneySheep, which is a draft blocker for chimneys. I developed it and launched the business 10 years ago. So we've grown as a business, and I've grown other products around the ChimneySheep, all sort of environmentally friendly products. But the core thing is the ChimneySheep.
Fantastic. And we are saying chimney sheep, not
Yeah, well
chimney
done.
sweep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a brief introduction. I'd like to just dig a little deeper into the organization itself. Can you just give me a brief background, how it all started and how you've grown and developed?
Okay, well, I used to work as an ecologist, and I've always had an interest in, saving energy and a concern for environmental matters. And my work I was surveying buildings for bats, and that made me notice a lot of buildings with open chimneys. And as I sort of became obsessed with chimneys, basically, looked everywhere you look, there are buildings with chimneys. And I did some research, and there's over 11 million homes in the UK with open chimneys. A lot of our housing stock, as you'll know, is old. So we're built with open chimneys before central heating was fitted as standard. And it astonished me to see just how many of these chimneys were just left open. People keep fireplaces as a nice feature, or want to light a fire just occasionally, and the rest of the time warm air is just being hoovered up a chimney, because a chimney is a dynamic thing. It's operating all the time. It's cleverly designed to draw fumes from the fire out of the building, but it'll carry on drawing air out of the building, or constantly. So it, and being an environmentalist, it just seemed a wicked waste of energy, and it seemed that there was a need for something that was easy to block the chimney and easy to remove it again. And being in the land of sheep, it seemed a no-brainer to use a woolen product that's got natural insulation properties. And so the ChimneySheep was born.
That's fantastic. And you've grown and developed from there, and new products, new innovations, that kind of thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Excellent. So let's focus a bit more on that main product, which this case study is all about. The ChimneySheep itself, just can you give us a description and how that actually works? I know you said it's natural insulation, but could you just go into a bit more detail?
So I'll show you one.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
It's always easy to show and tell. So
Love
it
it.
comprises a double layer of sort of felted wool on a handle. So the wool's Herdwick wool, because I tested a lot of different wool types, and the Herdwick is indigenous to the Lake District. It's a fell sheep that's got very coarse, wiry wool. So I mean, it's a deliberately simple product. I want something that is easy for people to use. So it just depends on, it just relies on the wool being having the right sort of core density and malleability, that it can fit into the chimney and block it efficiently. And if a customer wants to use the chimney, light the fire, it's easily removed and then reinserted, and it's very durable. It can be removed and inserted thousands of times over its lifetime. So that's the essence of it. Chimneys vary a lot, so we do a range of different sizes, but that's the product.
Fantastic. So what led to you requiring a BBA agreement certificate for this product?
people were asking for it. So I took a risk developing the product and getting the plastic components tooled and manufactured, and I really didn't know what the demand would be, but people understood the concept. I was selling them, but just directly to customers, and I felt like it had a role to offer in the insulation industry. It saves 5% of household heat loss, and it really needed to be part of the range of it needs to be there with other draft exclusion, loft insulation. That it needs to be mainstream. And I approached Ofgem, I approached the insulation industry associations, and they all asked for BBA certification. And so it was BBA that people were asking for. I needed something that legitimised the product and lent it sort of air of authority and everything. So that was why I approached BBA to have it certified.
Okay, so you said that you were mainly business to consumer, and then you went down the BBA argument certification route. Where's this product been used? Up a chimney, obviously, but is it certain locations of the country? Is it certain houses? Have you got any examples?
Yeah, well, a lot of our housing stock is Edwardian, Victorian, sort of early 20th century. So I guess those are but basically any house with a chimney is appropriate for a chimney sheep to be used in. So a range. I mean, we still sell directly to customers. It works well as a DIY product. Housing associations have used it, and retrofitters. So now that we have the BBA certification, it's something we can use as part of our marketing strategy to show that it's a legitimate product, and that's how we sort of use the BBA to promote it.
That's fantastic. I think next question, I just move on to BBA specifically, just to add a bit of context. You did mention that people were asking for it. Was that the only reason that you chose the BBA? Did you look in other places?
I did. Yeah. So, and I'll be honest, it's an expensive process to go through. So there were other certifications, and I had to sort of decide, which one I was going to use. And it did seem that BBA had it was the one people were asking for. It was the one that seemed to be the most widely known and respected, especially in the kind of markets that we wanted to pitch our product into.
So what was your experience like working with the BBA on this?
I think the first thing I would say is it's a very approachable organisation. You meet people, and then you're able to talk to the same people as the certification process continues. It takes a long time. It's a time-consuming process, and there's quite a high level of scrutiny. But I found that a useful process for us to go through with our product. It was useful, like I say, it's simple, but just to look at the efficacy of the plastic components, to check the efficiency of the chimney blocking capabilities of the wool. Just to sort of have that all quantified and assessed and made into a more what's the word I'm looking for, Peter? More standardized. There we are.
Okay.
A more standardized sort of product. So it made us sort of examine every part of our process in a positive way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's really good. So you've got the certification, but there's so many other benefits that we can speak of.
Yeah. So
not just having that, but throughout that process, it makes you look at various things that you might not go into as much detail and pay as much interest into those, but they're almost as important as the core product itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so clearly the BBA agreement certificate is important for you and the product, but can you explain in a little more detail its actual importance? What does it allow you to do?
It should open doors for us.
Okay.
the so we've been trying to work with Ofgem for the last 7 or 8 years now. It was one of the many criteria that were required. So we're trying to have our product recognised by the installation industry, and so having BBA certification is part of that. Is part of us being taken seriously by the installation industry and by Ofgem, and by the larger companies that some of the large energy companies are now interested in providing the ChimneySheep to their customers. So having BBA certification is something that matters to them. They need to see that we've been approved by a internationally recognised body. So that's what gives us that credibility that we need.
Fantastic. So, just Sally, final thoughts from yourself. What does achieving a BBA agreement certificate mean to you? And I suppose from a wider perspective, the business.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, it's something we're proud of. It means that it's an achievement in its own right, getting that approval. But it also opens doors for us as a business, and it means that we can take the product further. It opens up new markets for us, and it's a logo that's known internationally as well. So we sell a lot into the US. So having BBA certifications means that it's something that lends legitimacy to our product in other parts of the world and other markets.
Fantastic. Sally, great chatting to you today. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome, Peter.